I want to thank everybody. You know, I worked in Cincinnati, Ohio. I had a job with my father. It came and it was very successful, very, very early in my career. It gave me a lot of confidence. And if I didn't have that confidence, who knew? Maybe I wouldn't be here with you tonight, believe me.
My America First energy plan will do for American people what Hillary Clinton will never do. She will never be able to do this, and I'm not just talking about this industry. She will never create real jobs and real wage growth. She can't do it. She doesn't know how to do it. Her husband signed NAFTA, one of the worst jobs, one of the worst things ever signed in the history of our country for economic development. They don't know how to do it, and I think actually they don't even want to do it. According to the Institute for Energy Research, lifting the restrictions on American energy will create a flood of new jobs. Almost a $700 billion increase. Think of that. A $700 billion increase in economic output over the next 30 years. More than a $30 billion increase in annual wages over the next 7 years. Some of the people that are my biggest supporters, they haven't had a real wage increase in 18 years, okay? 18 years.
I wanted to talk to you about a few things, and then as you know, we had another suicide bombing, Istanbul, Turkey, many, many people killed, many, many people injured. Folks, there's something going on that's really, really bad. All right, it's bad, and we better get smart, and we better get tough, or we're not going to have much of a country left, okay? It's bad. Terrible. So anyway, I checked this out. The labor force in Ohio today is smaller than it was in the year 2000, and the number of unemployed people is larger. That's not so great. Federal government. Ohio has lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs since Bill Clinton signed an agreement to put China into the World Trade Organization. Not good. He also signed NAFTA, which was a total disaster, right? NAFTA has done more to destroy your community than any other single act. It was signed by Bill Clinton, and I assume Hillary was there watching over him, right? Somewhere pretty close. 1 in 4 children in Ohio is living in poverty, okay? Living in poverty. Many people in Ohio have been severely victimized by illegal immigrants. You know that, right? Well, we're going to build a wall. Don't worry. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. We're going to build a wall. Oh, it's going to go up. It's going to go up so fast. It's going to be as beautiful as a wall can be. It's going to be a big wall. It's going to be a wall that works. It's going to be a wall that works. See the height of that ceiling? We may top it by a little bit. That is a pretty high ceiling. Once they get up there, they're not going to want to come down. That I can do.
We will become and stay totally independent of any need to import energy from the OPEC cartel or any nations hostile to our interests. Anybody hostile to our interests, believe me, we don't deal with them. We'll handle them just fine. Just fine. And by the way, there are plenty of them out there that are hostile to our interests. At the same time, we'll work with our Gulf allies to develop a positive energy relationship as part of our anti-terrorism strategy. We'll work with them because we have to knock out terrorism. And by the way, we have to knock the hell out of ISIS. We're going to knock the hell out of ISIS.
Trade Expansion Act of 1962. Now, when you hear the term trade expansion or Trade Expansion Act, not expansion for us. It's expansion for these other countries that have taken advantage. Because when I come here I go throughout Ohio. I go throughout Pennsylvania. I go throughout New York State. I go all throughout New England. There's no expansion. We're getting the hell beat out of us. And it's going to stop. And we're going to bring our jobs back to this country. We're going to make product again. We're going to lift our wages. I said to everybody, because I played very little golf over the last year, believe me, very little, unlike our president who's playing like a PGA Tour schedule. I think he plays more golf than the players on the PGA Tour. Okay.
Keep in mind, shale energy production could add 2 million jobs in 7 years. Yet, while Hillary Clinton doesn't want American energy, she is strongly in favor of foreign energy. Here's what she told China as Secretary of State. American exports and Chinese experts will work to develop China's natural gas resources. Working with China. What about working with us? Everyone's working with China. They don't work with us. We're going to work with us, and we'll worry about China later, folks, okay?
In Lake County, an illegal immigrant was indicted on 16 counts, including murder and attempted rape. That illegal immigrant had been previously released through Obama's non-enforcement policies. Went on a rampage. Went on a rampage, right? From 2013 to 2014, the number of drug-related overdose deaths in Ohio increased by nearly 20%. So look, folks, we need the wall. We need to stop illegal immigration. We will stop it. We're not going to have drugs pouring into our country and destroying our youth and others, by the way. Well, you know, in the primaries, we won West Virginia by like 25 points. It was a wipeout. I think I just saw a poll that we're 25 or 28 up. So I may never go back to West Virginia. What do I need? I mean, give me a break. No, I'll be back. I just left West Virginia. Some great people, Bob Murray. And I left a lot of miners. And a lot of miners that Hillary Clinton said she's going to put out of business with the mines. Not going to happen. These are amazing people, and it's not going to happen. Remember her statement a few months ago, right? In fact, we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business, okay? Forget it. And she's talking about steel companies, and she's talking about plenty of other companies, too, because ultimately, that's what is going to happen.
Clinton wants to tax and regulate our workers to the point of extinction. True. She wants terrible trade deals, and she wants to continue terrible trade deals like NAFTA, signed by her husband, that will empty our manufacturing businesses even more so than they already are. During her time as Secretary of State, which was a disaster, she surrendered to China, allowing them to steal hundreds of billions of dollars in our intellectual property. Everybody knows this. We do nothing about it. She let them devalue their currency and add more than $1 trillion to our trade deficit. Then there was Libya. Secretary Clinton's reckless Libya invasion handed the country over to ISIS, which now controls the oil in Libya. Very, very pure, sweet, beautiful oil. Among the best in the world. ISIS has the oil from Libya. How do you like that, folks? Not so smart, right?
You know, we have to support our children. Do we agree, right? We all have great children. We have to support them. So I bought something in Scotland, Turnberry, one of the great resorts of the world. And my son, Eric Trump, who you've seen on television, but he's worked very hard on getting it done and getting it, we rebuilt it. On budget, remember that. On budget, ahead of schedule. How good is that, right? Wouldn't that be nice? I could even say under budget, but I decided to use marble instead of linoleum, right? I'm going to withdraw the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which has not yet been ratified. So, the Trans-Pacific Partnership is another disaster, done and pushed by special interests who want to rape our country, just a continuing rape of our country. That's what it is, too. It's a harsh word. It's a rape of our country. This is done by wealthy people that want to take advantage of us and that want to sign another partnership. We're going to make our country strong again. We're going to make our country rich again. We're going to make our country great again. We're not going to let our jobs get taken away. I see Hillary Clinton the other day. I don't like Donald Trump's temperament. And I was thinking, maybe I should say I actually have a very nice temperament, and I do. I get along. I have great relationships. I get along great. But you know what? It's time in our country that we had somebody with a strong temperament. I hate to say it. It's time. It's really time.
And here's how this plan will make America wealthy again. American energy dominance will be declared a strategic, economic, and foreign policy goal of the United States. It's about time. America has 1.5 times as much oil as the combined proven resource. Listen to this. As the combined proven resources of all OPEC countries. Think of that. We have more natural gas than Russia, Iran, Qatar, Saudi Arabia combined. We have 3 times more coal than Russia. Our total untapped oil and gas reserves on federal lands equal an estimated $50 trillion. Think of that. We're loaded. We didn't even know it. We're loaded. We had no idea how rich we were. We're richer than all of them. We're richer than all of them, folks.
Hey, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like,